Hello and good morning. Thanks for joining our Friday show, How is the Market? So, today we're going to talk about Atlanta, Georgia. It's a big city, it's a famous city, and we all know Georgia literally has bang for the buck. But how much? What direction? We have guest today, Deborah Morton. She is in Atlanta, Georgia. She's doing real estate for a long time, and we'll hear from her. She's also in our Tom Ferry ecosystem, the coaching number one coach. So we are in the same ecosystem, and also she's member of 5 a.m. call. Deborah, welcome to the show.
Hi, Sean. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm so excited to do this with you. We've been 5 a.m. buddies for a long time now, and through Tom Ferry coaching, and just we are two of the same, and getting up early, getting stuff done, and love what we do. And thank you. I love Atlanta. I'm so excited to talk to you about where we live, work, and play, and all the great things about it. Because I love Miami. So,
Yeah, you do travel a lot. Any seminar, you're here. That's good. That's very good. Now, so how long you living in Atlanta?
I have lived here since 1994, pre-Olympic era. When the Olympics were coming to town, I moved here from Dallas, Texas, and it was a great move for me. So I've been living and working in the area, been licensed as a real estate agent for 5 years now. Prior to that, I did some, buying and selling, a little bit of flipping on my own, on a much smaller scale. But I decided after I sold my other business that it was time to get licensed and do what I love, which is helping people and real estate.
Yeah, that's one of the thing. We all love it, like the helping people to. And real estate is the biggest investment. Even it's a primary home or investment property, that's the biggest investment. And we are glad that we can help people to make the right decision. And definitely the coaching, the coaching, the ecosystem we have what 8,000-9,000 people in our ecosystem, and everyone has the same mindset. Helping our neighborhood, helping our community. So let's
I
talk.
would say what I love about the Tom Ferry ecosystem here is that we have connections with each other in other cities. So I'm certain that when I send a client from Atlanta to you in Florida, they are going to get the same level of service and dedication and skill, because boy, there's a lot of people out there that may be licensed but don't have the skills and training that we have. And I have confidence that whether it's you or someone else in another state,
They'll be taken care.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's good. So let's talk about the Atlanta market. So in a nutshell, what's going on in the market right now? Is that the buyer, the seller? Who are the winners these days?
Well, I'm sure you've heard it's crazy everywhere, and Atlanta is no different than that. Though we are still managing, it is solidly a seller's market in just about every price point. Once you're up into the over $2 million range, it's a little bit more balanced, but for the most part, the nuts and bolts of it is low inventory, high demand. A lot of people want to move to Atlanta, but interesting, it's more balanced than some of the other states. I looked at the report that came out in February about where people are moving to and from, and Georgia is still pretty balanced. Well, I should say last year was still pretty balanced. It was a 12-month cumulative report. And so we have just as many people coming and going, which is probably why we're having an easier time actually helping people. So though it's high demand and low inventory, we're still able to get people into the homes that they want to have. But it's because we have learned to fight hard, and we know the tips and tricks and tactics to get, when there's multiple offers, you don't always have to compete on price alone, other terms. Yep.
So of course, any city, it's a different, it's more expensive, more condominiums and so. But for a family, say, for example, in a family of 4 or 5 or whatever, basic family, want to buy a 3-bedroom house with 2-car garage. So around Atlanta, like very close to the city, if they have to walk in the main city, so what kind of price are you looking at for a single family home?
Well, so it depends really on what section. Atlanta is huge, and we have what we call ITP inside the perimeter and OTP outside the perimeter. So I work both, but I'm primarily OTP, so I'll be outside the. So for a reasonable commute to Atlanta under normal times, not now where there's no traffic anywhere, a 30-minute drive into downtown Atlanta, you have so many wonderful suburbs to choose from, and the housing prices go 300 to I'll say 450. You get a lot of house for the money. Huge, 3,000, 4,000 square feet with a basement, backyard, fenced, great schools, fantastic. We work several counties. I'm primarily in the Cobb County market, but I work the whole area. And I have a small team, so we're able to cover more ground than maybe somebody individual agent.
Oh, okay. Now, how are the taxes, property taxes and insurance? What kind of prices?
So it's always funny when I talk to somebody who's coming in from another state where taxes are such. We're used to it. We're used to low tax rates. Our property taxes are pretty reasonable. The best benefit that we have here in Georgia is once the seniors come into our area, once you're over the age of 65 in Cobb County, you don't pay any school taxes. So it's a significant drop. And what it does is it allows seniors they're not run out of their homes like in other states that are struggling with high tax rates. We keep our seniors here in Georgia. And it will be really surprising, but as we start to have more back and forth between Florida and Georgia, it's a huge benefit to people. And in addition to that, we have fantastic services and amenities. All the local communities in these individual, and I'll name specifically like Ackworth, Georgia, has an amazing array of benefits for every age, for families, for seniors, community parks and things, and they're doing so much virtually. So we never missed a beat here when COVID hit. The community involvement has been great.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Now, I know that the other city close to Atlanta is Marietta.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So just north of Atlanta Metro would be Marietta, and then there's some surrounding cities like Ackworth, Kennesaw, Roswell, Sandy Springs, Alpharetta, and then on out to Cumming is a little bit further out from the city. Huge bang for the buck. Lots of new construction homes out that way as well. Paulding County and into Gwinnett County. Lots of good choices for new construction.
Oh, perfect. Now let me ask you. You see a lot of family moving there too, or retiree? What kind of people mostly moving?
Everybody. Okay. That's the thing with Atlanta. It is such a diverse city. We have everything from singles, couples, families. We have fantastic job market here. So we do have a lot of younger individuals, millennial age that are college educated, boosting their career by moving to Atlanta. Senior, there's not a type of person or a walk of life that doesn't find a way to have a great life here in Atlanta. It really is like the most diverse, well-rounded city I've ever lived in.
How is the school system?
Fantastic. So I'll speak specifically about Marietta and Cobb County, Georgia right now. Cobb County schools are some of the best in the Southeast. We are top ranked for the state. And another feature that people outside of Georgia might not realize is that students who attend school here, and the schools where I'm talking about are all rated on greatschools.org 7, 8, 9, 10. So these are high-ranking schools, great test scores. But in Georgia, another benefit is that we have the Hope Scholarship. So
Oh,
a
okay.
student who attends school here in Georgia, they basically get free college or college tuition assistance based on their schools and their graduation. So as long as you attend a state school, it's basically free, which is what my daughter is doing. So it's
Oh,
great.
okay. Oh, that's good. That's good. And then, so school, families, they always look for school. Now, so let me ask you other things. For vacation, a lot of people, they want to live close to Atlanta because, of course, the airport, the one of the biggest airport, and then all those facility they're going to have. But then, suppose for go to a mountain vacation. So how far, how long is the drive, from those places?
So now you're going to get into something I love because I play in the mountains all the time. When I don't have time to go to the Florida beaches, which I love, I do go to the mountains. So an hour and a half outside of Atlanta, you start getting into the North Georgia mountains, and they offer an array of recreation from camping and hiking to water sports. We have whitewater rafting. Personally, my hobby is riding motorcycles. So I think you realize, that from online. But so the motorcycle community here, whether you're cruisers or sport bikes, all different types, the North Georgia mountains are a great place for everybody to get up, go cruise, tour, and you can still get home in the same day. It's not like you have to have an overnight trip. It is close enough. So an hour and a half to 3 hours outside of the Atlanta, you've got Helen, Georgia, which is it's a good tourist town, German themed, and there's so many great things.
Yeah, we've been to Helen, Georgia. It's beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's talk about this. We do know a lot of people who buy like a second home or maybe an investment property. They want to just buy, maybe rent it out, and then whenever they get a chance, they go there. Maybe do Airbnb, and so for those clients of ours, so to buy a nice condominium or maybe a little villa or townhouse, what prices like a 2-bedroom property, like what kind of prices we looking at?
Well, it depends too on what part of the city. We have Midtown, we have Buckhead, we have Little Five Points. Within the city, there's a lot of different segments. So depending on what your needs and goals are, we can find anything from, I sold a 2-bedroom condo in the city for 200 and I think it was 235 last year, and then it goes on up. I would think though, for one of the more amenity packed, right near walking distance to great restaurants and stuff, if your budget was in the 300 to 400,000 range, would get you a very nicely equipped, well located, would make a great Airbnb travel. We have a lot of business travelers who keep places, even if like they're located, their primary home for schools and kids is outside in the suburbs. Many of them will keep a condominium or something in town. So I have a lot of clients who do that. They have the 2 places and they live here. And then for rental prices, so for investors, our rental prices in the Atlanta market are still very competitive. So I know because I've talked like within the Tom Ferry ecosystem to other agents in other states, I know that the Atlanta market offers investors and it's an opportunity to grow wealth that is just basically safer and easier than some of the other markets.
Oh, so definitely, yeah. And the location is great. You are not, you're in the middle, from the south, from the north. So,
Yeah.
so the location is great.
I can get to the Gulf Coast in 5 hours. Savannah is 3 hours, and the North Georgia mountains, in 2 hours you are solidly. You're looking at mountaintop ranges.
Oh, okay, great. Now, on the suburb, the Marietta area, how is the traffic? Like if somebody has to drive to Atlanta?
Piece of cake. So from the Marietta Square, which is awesome, it's a historic square. We've got dining, restaurants, everything you want. But if you wanted to make a trip in within 20 minutes, we also have these awesome express lanes, which I would be negligent to not mention. We now have like a fast pass express lane access in from the from the suburbs into the city, which cut down immensely the time to travel. But from Marietta to the city, less than 30 minutes, you can get into the heart of Atlanta for whether you're working or just going in to shop or eat or anything like that when everything opens back up again.
Right.
Yeah.
So communication, is very good. So that's a good thing because, a lot of time in the bigger cities, I know that Atlanta, the main city center, gets real crowded, the office hours and so. But a lot of time it's advisable to leave, just 20 minutes from the city center or what do you say, the inner skirt of the inner city?
Yes, it is. And, it's funny because Atlanta is still definitely a very car-centric city compared to other major cities. But within Atlanta, we do have a fantastic public transportation system. Atlantans love their cars. Right, wrong, or indifferent, however you feel about it, whatever. We have cars. We can get wherever we want to go. And whether I'm going into the city for work or for dining, shopping, I can go to Alpharetta, the Avalon. There's just some amazing places. And I mean, I love to help. Anytime someone has a question about a community or a specific niche pocket area, I'll gladly share the information because I love this place.
Definitely. So a little bit about South Florida. We having the same kind of market. It's a seller's market. Do we get good deal for the buyer? Yeah, we do, because especially with our knowledge, a lot of time we get off-market properties, and so to help our buyers. And major competition we see the between $300,000 to $500,000 range. There's a lot of competition, and then we always educate the buyer, before making the offer, and all the stuff. So we don't lose the offer, or they don't lose the house they want to buy. So the other thing also here, the investment market is very, very big because the rental market is high. You rent a 2-bedroom. Even a 2-bedroom condo in a decent neighborhood is like $2,000 almost, and on the same monthly payment, somebody can buy a little single family home for their family. So that's what there's a lot of buyers, and also the interest rate is very low, below 3%. That's historically low. So those are driving a lot of people, and that's a good decision, rather than renting. Hey, buy something for your family. And then you can always buy a bigger home, down the road, at least build up that equity. And then we suggest, all our clients that. So the investment market is good. We're still getting a lot of, properties in a good price for the investment. And then, we have investor who does fix and flip or buy and hold. Again, we are just talking about for the investor, when the rental market is high, is good thing, good to buy and, rent it out maybe. Now, let me ask you something else. Other than real estate, in your area, like about the food, do you have like a lot of local food or mom and pop stores and so?
Oh, yeah. We have everything. And like everything. It's so wonderful. I mean, some of my favorite local places, there's an awesome Thai place, a Korean place that I love. Mexican. There's no type of food that we don't have here. And I have to say, I'm originally grew up in northern New Jersey. So pizza is off the chain here. It used to be back when I first moved here, there were no choices. The pizza choice selection was terrible. Not anymore. We can compete for everything. Anything you want, you can find right here.
So that's good, because people, any family moving to an area, they one of the things they look for is the school. Of course, the pricing, the taxes, the insurance, the commute, because they may have to drop off the kids to the school and then go to the work. So commute, and you said that is very, very good because you have the express lane, you have a lot of highways and all the stuff, and then the food.
The food is so that's one of my favorite things about coming to Miami is eating. Oh my gosh, I love it. So let me ask you, if I wanted to purchase a second home in Miami, and maybe not necessarily beachfront, but walking distance to some of the great beaches. What kind of price range for two bedroom would I be looking at?
Close to the beach, not on the beach or so. You still get one of the thing, of course, when you're not on the beach, your insurance or maintenance fee will be low, because
Right.
your insurance is low. So a lot of people, they're buying like a little far from the beach. There are a lot of townhouses, villas, or condominiums. There are there's a Fort Lauderdale downtown. There's a Hollywood downtown is very good also around there. There are a lot of condo buildings and townhouses. The price you're looking at between 300, 350, you get good properties.
Yeah.
But then if you want to move to a little bit more further from the beach area, you still get a good condo under $250,000. You can get a nice,
Really?
you can get a
Okay.
nice townhouse, $300,000, maybe 310, 315.
Huh.
And a single family home, older home, good condition, you're looking at from 330, 350 is the starting point. On a $400,000, you get some decent properties. Yeah, that's for
I
sure.
love this collaboration, because that's on my dream board, is to have my place in Miami. So
Yeah.
it's coming. And my question is for myself, how close to the beach or off the beach? But like you, I want to be close to restaurants and dining and good. And frankly, it's for me. I don't care about the schools.
Yeah. Now if you so there's a Miami-Dade County and there's a Broward County. So you definitely get a better price in the Broward County than Miami-Dade County.
Nice.
And then there's a little bit further north also. We do have very good price some part of the Broward County, and nicer home, nicer neighborhood, and so but when you live close to the beach area, it's a little different, because your maintenance fee will be high because of the the
Yeah.
high, insurance is high, hurricane impact and all the stuff.
Right.
But in a neighborhood, residential neighborhood, the prices are still good. You get a property with decent lot, like not big, but at least 6, 7, 8,000 square feet lot. So if someone has family, they need some backyard to do the barbecue, or kids to play. So we still have those.
Nice.
And again, the investment. If you want to do investment, I'm a lot of my clients, they're actually getting involved in the investment, fix and flip, and and we are doing that a lot. So that's a good market too.
Yeah. This is great, Shawn. I'm so glad we did this.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for a lot of good information. Again, the reason I'm doing these interviews, because people know Atlanta. A lot of times they don't know the surrounding areas, or how far. Like one of the thing I like that is just hour and a half from the mountains. So if you live somewhere like maybe 20, 30 minutes from the airport, and hour and a half from the mountain, so is very good to buy a second home over there. We can have in South Florida, they can have their primary home, and easy to and I know that Atlanta, the flight ticket is cheaper than comparatively to other cities.
It is because Atlanta International Airport is so big. I mean, there's times when I can get a really good deal on a ticket and come from Miami. I mean, like I picked up one last year. I'm sorry, pre-COVID. It's like $79 one way. I'm like, heck yeah, I'm gonna go get some good Cuban food.
Exactly, and you can go wrong, because I know that the Atlanta flight prices are way cheaper than if you go to New York or any other airport. So definitely it's a good connection between Georgia and Florida, because I know a lot of my friends, my clients, they also have second home in Georgia, different part of Georgia.
Well, because it's hot in Miami in the summer. Come on up to our neck of the woods. It's a little cooler up here in the summer months.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and then some of the people I know that they're buying a bigger home, like what you say, a 3,000 square feet home, or maybe they have a big lot, maybe an acre lot or something. And they're getting at the same price. So yeah, we have a good real estate connection between Georgia and Florida for sure.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So thanks, Deborah, for all the insight about Marietta and Atlanta, and I definitely know this is going to help our clients or our sphere of influence, people we know, our neighborhood here to make a decision when they're thinking of buying a second home. So thanks for you guys. Thanks for joining in. You have any other question, you can definitely comment below here. Either you are watching this in the YouTube or any social media. We will be glad to, either myself or Deborah are going to, we're going to return all the question you have with the right answer. So thanks for watching. How's the market in Atlanta, Georgia and surrounding area? And I'll see you next week, Friday. Thank you. Thanks for joining in. Thanks, Deborah.
Bye.
Bye.